everyone. This is my little baby. Today we are going to talk about how to help your baby roll. So this is for babies who are already starting to roll, but they get stuck either on their tummy or on their belly. And so I'm just going to go through a few short tips of things you can do to help facilitate them rolling. And this will help them when they're sleeping at night. So if your baby is rolling from back to belly and getting stuck, then you want to practice during the day. But, you know, not everyone knows what that means. So I am a child developmental specialist and I've worked with pediatric physical therapists, and this is something that I've learned from them and that I encourage my families to use when their babies are getting stuck. And it doesn't have to be, it just has to be sometime every day. So this is how we do it. Okay, so this is your baby. Let me get further back and you can see my baby. So your baby is laying on the floor, right on their back. Let's say they are playing and they get stuck. And they get stuck maybe because their arm is sticking straight out, right? And so what you kind of want to do, where their arm is here, and if their arm is under them, like or on their side like this, it's really hard to roll and know what to do with that arm. But if their arm is to the side, then it's much easier for them to roll. And so what you're gonna do, this is from your direction, what you're gonna do is help your baby by lifting their foot and arm and just crossing this leg over and helping them to their side. And once they're on their side, they will often, if they're strong enough and have already started to do this, they will often roll to their belly. And if they can't figure out this arm, you just help them by putting it like this. Okay, so you want to pull it out. That's what it would look like. And ideally, when babies are playing on their tummies, they're playing with their arms out and heads up, like this. So if you have a baby, like I call them a Superman baby. If you have a Superman baby, then you will actually really need to work on getting your baby to do this. And you might have to do that a lot. There are some babies who have tighter tone, and so their body naturally just wants to do this because this feels tight and uncomfortable. So you can do some belly massage, some back massages, and when they're sitting up, you can do crossing. When they're doing diaper changes, you can do crossing arms, doing like toe to finger. So those are things you want to practice if your baby is tight. And you will know if your baby is tight because they prefer to have their arms out. And these are the babies you're going to often have to do this. So as soon as they get to their belly. So let me do this again. So you see, you get their arms out like this. You gently guide them by pulling this foot and this arm very gently, and you want to cue them. So at first you might actually have to do a lot more of it for them, but eventually you'll get to a point where you can just kind of go like this and they will take it from there. And then for those babies that are tight, you have to put their arms out. It's okay if your baby is struggling to figure out what to do here. Give him some time to struggle. Struggling is good. It's how he learns what his body is doing and what his body needs to do in space and time. And so whenever you're doing tummy time during the day or floor time, make sure you are practicing rolling. And again, this is for the babies who are already starting to roll but are getting stuck and just need a little bit more cueing or guidance. This is not something you should be doing with babies who are not showing signs of rolling. This is just for babies who are already starting to roll, and particularly for the babies who are having a hard time getting onto their back or belly at night. So we want to practice a lot during the day so that at night it becomes more seamless and we don't have to intervene. Okay, now if your baby is on their tummy, right, heads up, arms out, and you want to help them roll to their back, So again, if your baby is a Superman baby, this is not helpful because you can imagine, right? This is where babies often get stuck. What do they do with this arm? So we really want to make sure that our baby's arms are up. And this will allow for them to roll over onto their arm, as you will see. So you want to support the back and head like this, and you want to have your hand on the foot, on the whatever direction you're going to be rolling on that outside leg, and then this is tucked under their head, their arm, and you just, again, very lightly, you just cue them. So you're helping roll over. Now again, a lot of babies, when they get to this stage, will automatically just roll. But if your baby is tighter tone or lower core tone or whatever, just struggling with that step, that's where you want to help them. So you can just cue them and do it for them at first, and then you'll get to a point where you won't even have to really do much more than just sort of start to get them, and they will take themselves over. And this is important because if your baby is getting stuck at night on their belly, we need it to become ingrained in them that this is how they do it. And so even if your baby is rolling a lot intentionally during the day, if they're getting stuck, then this is a great way to practice and to make sure that they know how to get out of that position. And the other thing you can do is practice in the crib when it's not nap time or sleep time, and just practice with them in the crib so that they get used to that space and their body in that space and time. Some things that you can do on their tummy for tight tone. We talked about it already, but we're just going to review it. You can do arm crosses, leg to foot, and then when they are sitting up, you can do arm crosses, arm crosses. It's actually a great thing to just start doing at diaper changes, just a few reps to get their bodies all loosened up. And so when you practice rolling, make it fun. Put some motivating toys, or even better yet, a sibling who can roll around on the floor with them, because that is the best motivator. You can get down on the floor and roll with them, but practice, and your baby will get it in no time. And then obviously if you have specific questions, or you really wanted a little bit more information, or you noticed that this wasn't working, then for sure just send me a message and we can work on some things individually for your child. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Raising Littles KC, and also you can become my friend on Facebook. It's a great way to learn even more tips. I post in the group and I post on my page. So happy Sunday. Bye. I'm so bright.